Hello everyone. So in this video I am going to tell you about the T non-Hodgkin lymphoma. T non-Hodgkin lymphoma. So in this basically we have two types. First one is the anaplastic lymphoma, that is anaplastic lymphoma, and the second one that is the mycosis fungoides, that is mycosis fungoides. So these were two types of the T non-Hodgkin lymphoma. These two were the examples of the T non-Hodgkin lymphoma. So what were the findings we see in the anaplastic lymphoma? So in the anaplastic lymphoma, on the microscopic examination, we find the donut cells. First finding is donut cell. So donut cell is seen. It's look like a donut shape. So that's why it is known as donut cell, which is seen in the microscopic examination of the anaplastic lymphoma. And the second type is the hallmark cell. So these two was the finding of the anaplastic lymphoma. So while in the mycosis fungoides, as I already explained in the dermatology video, that it is a cutaneous T non-Hodgkin lymphoma. It is a cutaneous T type non-Hodgkin lymphoma, and in this we see the portrait microabscess is seen. In this we find a portrait microabscess is seen. We can also remember it like the MP. So in the mycosis fungoides we find the portrait microsis, while in the psoriasis the finding is Munro's abscess. So these were the mycosis fungoides, and when the mycosis fungoides is limited to the skin, so when it is limited to skin, it cause the portrait microabscess. But when it spread into blood, so when it spread into the blood, it will be known as Sézary syndrome. It is known as Sézary syndrome. So what is Sézary syndrome? When the T non-Hodgkin lymphoma spread into the blood, it is known as Sézary syndrome. And what were the findings we see in the Sézary syndrome? So in the Sézary syndrome, the finding is we found a cerebriform nucleus. We found a cerebriform nuclei. So now let's see on the microscopic image. So here, as we see here, so it's look like a donut shape. So it is a donut cell. So it is a donut cell. It's look like a donut shape. And in this we see these type of cells which were known as hallmark cells. And both these findings were seen in the anaplastic lymphoma. Both these findings were seen in anaplastic lymphoma. Please remember it. It is very important question that the hallmark cells and donut cells both were findings of the anaplastic lymphoma. While in this we see that there were portrait microabscess. So these were portrait microabscesses. So as we see here, so these were the portrait microabscess findings in the skin. While this, when it reached to the blood from the skin, we see a cerebriform nuclei is there. This is a cerebriform nucleus is seen here, and it is known as Sézary cell. Which is seen in the Sézary syndrome. So all this is about the T non-Hodgkin lymphoma, in which we study about the anaplastic lymphoma, and the other is the mycosis fungoides, in which we study when it reaches to the blood, then it is known as Sézary syndrome. And in Sézary syndrome the finding is cerebriform nucleus or Sézary cell. So I hope you get benefit of this video. Thank you. Bye bye.